Hi, everyone. Welcome to Two Film Shorties, a sophisticated lifestyle podcast hosted by us, two creatives living in LA. Sit back, relax, and enjoy.
Hey, y'all. Welcome to our episode 5 of Two Film Shorties.
Whoop, whoop. Hi, guys.
I'm Rhym.
I'm Jameela.
And thank you so much for joining us.
Yes. Welcome back.
On episode 5, we're going to discuss 5 habits that increase your confidence on set.
Yes. Actually, Rhym, before we even get into it, how are you? We haven't even we just jump in. How are you?
I'm good.
What have you been doing?
Oh my gosh. A lot. But, alhamdulillah, I'm good.
Yeah.
I just got back from Montreal, Canada.
We love it. Fun.
2 weeks away on a much needed vacay.
Good for you.
We did 1 week in the city, and then 1 week in the woods, which was so lovely. We did a cute little Airbnb that had a hot tub and a sauna, and it was all about self-care for me and my husband, and isolation. So it was really, really awesome.
Good.
But yeah, we realized we hadn't done a vacation since last summer because we worked through the holidays. So this is like our late vacation holiday break. But it was so fun. This was my 4th time to Montreal. I love Montreal. So
and they speak French there, so you get to practice French.
Yes, I get to speak my French, and he's actually learning French, and he's so good, so he gets to actually practice it. So that was really fun. And Canadians are just really, really kind people, and you
eat a lot of good food.
Oh my god, we ate through Montreal. It's like crazy. Oh my gosh, I was literally like, we got to walk all these calories off, but
Because it's is it more of a walking city?
Yeah, the city is. There's a part that's called Vieux Montréal, which is like Old Montreal.
That girl be speaking French, baby.
Which means Old Montreal, and it's like cobblestones. It feels very European.
Oh, nice.
And it's a port city. So it is a walking city, which I love because LA obviously is not.
Yeah.
And actually Cirque du Soleil is from there.
Oh,
their original tent is there. So
cool.
The first time I went, I got to see them there in their original tent. And but every year, every time we've gone, it's their performance slate starts later.
Okay. Okay.
They're not. So we couldn't see it this time.
It's near the port, so fresh seafood.
Yes,
everywhere.
The seafood is incredible. I mean, French food primarily, but seafood.
Oh, I love seafood.
And their thing is poutine, which I just can't get behind. I'm sorry. It's like
that?
a weird, no shade, but it's like fries with like weird cheese on it. And sometimes it's called poutine.
I've heard of that.
Actually, my husband loves it, but I can't. I
said too much. Absolutely not.
Heart attack on a plate.
They had something like that in Amsterdam where it was like cheese, fries, sauces. I don't know. I'm with your husband on it. I'll tear it up. I love fries. I love fries and cheese.
Oh, I love cheese. Yeah, it's just too much.
But it is probably a lot. It could be a load on the stomach. Oh, good.
What about you? How are you, my dear?
I've been just working. That's it. But I chopped my hair again.
I'm a hustler. I'm a hustler,
homie. I found a new stylist. No shade to my old stylist. She was dope. I liked her a lot. I found a sister. I'm just finding my people more and more. So I finally found a spot out near Slauson. Then I discovered a wing spot over there, and I'm from Georgia, so I love wings. And I haven't been able to find good wings in a long time, but I found them and I'm obsessed. But that's it. Just, fresh looks. Fresh
love
cut,
it. Mashallah, you
look.
look beautiful.
No longer a blonde. Completely all my blonde is gone. I was a blonde for I think almost 2 years. So that was like the last remaining. And just, grinding, new headshots, new things.
Yes, her headshots are beautiful.
Thank
Y'all
you.
check it out on Instagram. I was just like,
thank you. And just trying to practice DJing. That's it.
Yes.
So yeah.
I cannot wait to come to one of your sets.
I'm
oh my
excited.
God. I'm
excited.
going to hype you up so much in the crowd. I'm going to be like,
like, that's my girl. So yeah, that's about it. Yeah. Thanks for asking.
Of course. Thanks for asking.
Yeah. Now we're going to get into it. Sorry, guys. It's just, we haven't checked in. She's been gone for a while.
Yeah.
This is the first time I'm seeing her in over like 2 weeks today. I was having withdrawals.
I know.
It's too much for me.
I was texting you from there too. I was like,
I'm like, go enjoy your vacation. I'm like, don't text her. Let her live her life. Go off grid. But yeah. Anyways, okay. Let's get into it for sure. 5 habits to increase your confidence on set. Would you like to start?
Sure.
Okay.
Yeah.
Perfect. Get into it.
So my number one habit, I will have to say, is that, you know, whether I'm directing or I'm acting, usually, you know, I'll get the call sheet the night before. I'll go through it because I really want to do my due diligence to memorize people's names or get to know people's names.
Yeah.
You know, it's like that helps boost my confidence, and helps me because I build like a rapport with folks.
Mm-hmm.
So, and people really like that. You know, they feel heard, they feel seen.
Yeah.
So I love to show up in the morning and be like, hey, so-and-so, especially like, you know, the like keys.
Mm-hmm.
I love to know people's names. So that's one of my things that helps me kind of be more confident, because even if I'm like, I have a question and I don't know something,
Mm-hmm.
if I know the person's name and I address them and I'm like,
say Liz.
So-and-so, what do you think about, you know, it's like,
oh.
It still makes me feel like I know what I'm talking about.
And also a good like exercise with that is when you talk to a person, you say their names, like you meet a person like, oh, hi. Oh, I'm Jameela. What's your name? Oh, Rhym. Nice to meet you, Rhym. And then it's like, so Rhym, what did you know, like you say their name 3 times within that conversation to help you memorize their name. That's like that's actually worked for me because I'm terrible at names.
Yes. I mean, it's challenging, I will say. And I think, for me, to your point, like what I do is I will say, like, repeat their names in my head like a bunch.
Yeah.
And I'm a visual person, so I'll lock in on their face and I'll be like assigning their name to their face.
Love.
So that's my number one.
Mm-hmm.
My number two is, I actually brought it here today, is I drink coffee in my Wawa mug.
She love her Wawa mug.
My Wawa mug. I'm from Philly. I gotta rep Philly. So, you know, drinking coffee or having like a coffee in my hand, I've found tends to be really disarming to people. Mm. So, and we're just super cash, you know, it's like we're just chatting over coffee, even if it's an intense or serious, you know, conversation, or, you know, if I'm in character and have questions for the director as an actress, I like to have coffee in my hand because it doesn't seem as like, for whatever reason, as pointed. Mm-hmm. So I like to drink coffee, you know, and just, I'm such a like coffee psycho.
Same, sis, same. I love coffee.
You know, so it's like a comfort. It's a comfort drink.
Yeah.
It makes me feel more confident, you know, on set, and I'm kind of walking around and I've got my coffee and something warm and comfortable. So yeah,
I love that.
That's my number 2. And my number 3 is making sure I eat. I think it's so important. You know, as an actress, it's like, terrible. It's vain, but it's like you don't really want to eat a lot because you don't want to be bloated or whatever.
Yeah.
Or have food stuck in your teeth or whatever. So like I think a lot of us kind of make the mistake of like not eating and showing up. Or like for me when I'm directing sometime, and if I'm sometimes and I'm nervous because I am new, you know, I don't know the crew as well. Like, you know, you don't want to eat if you have like tummy issues from nerves. But I found that like I get hangry, right? Mm-hmm. And then like I get hangry, and for me, I'm actually hypoglycemic, so I need sugar because I will crash.
Yeah.
And just eating a bunch of like candy is never a good idea. Yeah. But yeah, eating kind of helps me be less anxious, and then I'm a little more confident, you know, on set.
I think it just gives you energy, you know, just get you can function, you know what I mean? But yeah, totally. I feel you on the not eating because of the whole nerves and anxiety piece. You don't think to eat. It's not even crossing your mind.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You
don't make time for yourself. Mm-hmm. You know, a lot of times I'll put my bag somewhere and then I'll just like jump right into it. And I've had snacks in there and I don't really like grab them. Or
facts.
Or, you know, there's a great crafty table, but I don't even go over there because I'm like, oh no, I have to stay here. Yeah. I have to be available to everybody all the time. And like, you need to make time for yourself.
What are some snacks that you bring on set?
Oh, I do bring some almonds. I do bring a protein bar. And then, cause I like to try to bring things that don't have a lot of sugar in them. I will also bring, I don't know, like, I'll also bring, like some really good like fruit roll up, but it's natural, organic or whatever.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
I haven't had a little a fruit roll up in a long time. Cute. I like that. I like that. Okay.
Yeah. So that's what I'll bring with me. So yeah, so number 3 is eating. And then my number 4 is I'm just such a nerd. I research things to death. Again, I think it's because just like my parents are like, I grew up in academia and just researching everything and then just like going full force. But I research everything. And sometimes that's like where we're going to shoot, the location. Like if I'm an actor and I've not been to set before, I'll do everything I can to go online and research, like to see what the sets look like. And so I can kind of get some familiarity and I'm not going in blind. And then I feel more confident, right? Like I've had eyes on the set. I've had eyes on the location. I've had even eyes on, like, I'll do research of like people I'm working with, and if I've not met them prior to, it's like, I want to be familiar. I'll go on social media, on TikTok or, Instagram, and like look people up to see their faces and get a sense of it. So you're not arriving and trying to like,
play catch up basically.
Yeah. Or like kind of like root yourself, you're just kind of like flailing around. So I do a lot of research on the location, on, obviously you've already done your research on the script or whatever. As a director, obviously, like in prep, I probably have already gone to the location, the stage, or the set, in for a scout. So it's usually not my first time on set, but if there are folks that weren't there during prep, maybe during pre-light or whatever that I haven't had a chance to meet, I'll look them up, and then I'll know how to address them.
Nice.
So I do a lot of research, and then again, reinforces my confidence.
Yeah.
Right.
How long does your research, would you say on average it would be, like if you're doing something like that?
Not long. Obviously, usually in like leading up to shoot day, I don't have a lot of time.
Yeah.
So it could be a quick, like on my phone, probably no more than like 20, 30 minutes, nice. If, cumulative. So yeah, I love to kind of do my little due diligence and research, and I show up feeling confident, because I'm like, oh, I know where I am. I can, I can grasp what's happening. And then my last but not least tip for being more confident on set is my outfit. Oh my gosh, period. I'm so big on wardrobe, because what's that famous saying? It's like you show up for the part that you dress for the part that you want. And so for me, I'm also such like a comfy, cozy person.
Yeah.
Super like, I want to say like 85% of my wardrobe is just casual stuff. But I really love to, for directing and for acting, I like to do a little bit of work in what I wear. I try not to be super last minute about it. For directing, I'm a bit more buttoned up, because in front of the clients or even in front of actors, I just want to feel more put together. And, I hate to say it, but optics are everything. When people see you, they're going to assume a role, for you. If you dress more of that part, it's easier for people.
Yeah.
And I just feel better about myself, So I tend to dress more buttoned up, way more professional as a director.
Do y'all know what Rhym wears every time on set with Rhym? Her black jacket, and she has her Wawa cup. Sorry, that's just, it's not about the dress. Yes. She does dress, she buttons down, dresses, real professional, as we all, for the most part. I'll be in I do like, especially when it's cold, I'll do like a nice coat, a black coat, and I'll have a black turtleneck, and it's like, yeah, make way. But Rhym never fails on set to have her black jacket on.
My blazer. I have some form of a blazer, because I literally have like 20 blazers.
Sorry, blazer. And then if it was cold, like she'll always have this black, like she'll put on a coat of some sort, and she has her Wawa cup.
Yeah, Wawa cup in hand.
And sometimes she'll just have her hand in the pocket just walking around.
Do I look scary? I hope I don't look intimidating.
No, I don't think you look scary. I think you look professional. That's what I'm saying.
Gosh.
I've had someone tell me, they told me that they were a little nervous to approach me, and I was like, bro, I'm not even, but Because it might be like the outfits like turtleneck, whatever, but it's like, oh, you look serious. And like, but they're like, but you're not serious. They're like, you look professional.
Yes.
But then they start talking. They're like, oh my God, you're so chill. I'm like, yeah, you know.
Yeah, you know, I don't want to be too intimidating because a lot of times I'll wear my blazer, but I'll wear a t-shirt underneath, or I'll wear my Chucks, you know, for shoes. Comfy shoes are everything. You're on set for 12, 14-hour days.
Don't play yourself.
15-hour days sometimes. So for me also, footwear is important. Comfortable footwear. And then as an actor, it's kind of like the opposite. Not that I don't look professional, but I really like to be as comfortable as possible. Same. So usually I'll wear sweats. I want to be cozy. Yeah. Because, you know, to get into character, a lot of times I want to be kind of like loosened up, you know? And so,
agreed.
And there's a lot of waiting. It's a lot of hurry up, you know, and then waiting
all the
somewhere,
things, you
know? So clothes are big. Yeah. So my top 5 are, you know, learning names, drinking in my Wawa cup.
Because what again?
Because
it like, what does it do again?
Oh, it centers me. It's coffee, keeps me awake, but it also disarms people. And it's kind of like a prop in hand too, so your mind's not always on things. My third thing is making sure I eat. Healthy snacks for me are a big thing, you know, a big thing for me. Because you never know what the crafty situation is going to be like on a set, quite frankly.
Okay.
And then my fourth thing is, you know, doing a lot of research on the location, on the people you'll be working with. So you show up prepared, you know, and the more prepared you are, the more confident you'll be. And then the fifth thing is outfits, you know, wardrobe, like showing up in the way that you want to be treated, you know? Those are my 5.
So dope.
What about you? What is your list? What are your top 5 things that help you be more confident on set?
You know, other than being that bitch. No, I'm just kidding. I love to, number 1, meditate in prayer. I meditate the night before. I meditate the day of. I give myself time in the morning to center myself, and also pray. We should have like a morning prayer, and then you go, because usually they'll be before having to be on set for the most part. I think that's a major thing. And within like the meditation, doing the morning exercise of giving gratitude, affirming that you're supposed to be in this space. This is for you. You're deserving, you're worthy, you're valuable, to remind, because sometimes we get a little in our heads or intimidated when you get roles and you're on set, and or just even if it's like behind the camera, producing, directing, whatever the case is, you can sometimes psych yourself out and be like, should it be me? Like, and it's like, yeah, like obviously it is supposed to be you. So I do a lot of affirmations, and also just believing in my journey. So that's really, really big when you're in the morning meditating in prayer. Rest up.
Oh, before you move on, I do want to say, for your number 1, y'all should see Jameela on set too, because I would never think that you have imposter syndrome. Because like, oh my gosh, you know, when you were producing, it's like, I see you on set, you know, and you're like, she's in the zone. She's like, go, go, go. She's such a boss chick. I was like, yes, is that Jameela? Oh my God. She's like on a mission always. And you're like, okay. I can follow her. I can get behind her. She knows what she's doing.
I appreciate it. That means a lot. Yeah. Because y'all see me, I'm so silly sometimes.
She's not like this. It's so interesting. She's like
so in work mode.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I love it. It's very admirable. Like,
thank you.
You know, yeah.
I appreciate it. Yeah. I try to. Again, I think that's also like, I go with the prep. That goes with the prepping of just like, you got it. You can kill it, girl. You can do it. And I'm glad it translates. So that makes me happy to hear. I love that. Mashallah.
Yes,
appreciate it. Gang, gang. Number 2, resting. I try to, of course, if it's with production, it's like you don't really get a lot of rest as much as you want, but the goal is to make time for you to sleep. I try to, especially as if it's acting, I try to get rest the night before, well over 8 hours if I can. Up the whole week, 2 weeks, try to make time for that, because it's going to help clear up your mind. You're not going to be as anxious. For me, I have a lot of anxiety. I need to sleep, because if I don't, then everything just starts unraveling. We don't want that. So it's important for that. And the night before, I silent my phone. I put my phone on silent by a certain time. I'm usually like 7:30. Don't talk to me unless I have to. Unless it's production stuff. It's like, of course, like we have to talk up until, you know. we not going to sleep.
We're not sleeping. I mean?
So we're going to have conversations. But if it's acting and I know everything's good to go, of course, I'll check my phone for certain people and what needs to be done. But done. Like conversation, I need my mind clear and I need to go to bed. So like 7:30, 8 o'clock, my phone is on silent. I ain't getting no calls. So that's a big deal. Having your lines memorized as far as acting is major for your confidence, because then you'll feel more prepared on set. Not everybody goes in always remembering. Sometimes you have your slip up moments, obviously, but having your lines memorized before going on set is key to help with your confidence, especially as an actor.
So true.
I think, and it's not vain, but you do need to have a little bit of a beauty regimen to prepare yourself to make yourself feel good. And it can look like anything, whether it's, I know for me, if it was acting or modeling, you should be drinking water, period. I am not the queen of drinking water. I'm terrible. I have to carry around like a 64 ounce. I don't even have it today, but I'm very bad at drinking water. But I know when it's, I'm about to shoot, I'm about to have, or a photo shoot, I'm about to film, whatever the case is, I'm drinking water 2 weeks in advance, I'm staying hydrated, trying to make sure my skin gets cleared. Self-care in a sense of, if you're someone who wants to make sure their nails are done, like not get your nails painted, but like manicure, pedicure, maintenance in that sense, because you want to make sure that you look good on set. Exfoliating, just taking care of your hair, go get your eyebrows, like all these little things, because it will help you feel better on set. So I do encourage that, and eating better, avoiding like oily foods, fatty foods, because you just want your skin to be on point. You want your stomach to be on point. You want your mind to be clear. All these things contribute to that for helping your confidence. And then I guess a fifth one is like, especially for people who are new on set, whether you're behind the camera or in front of the camera, and behind the camera means in any type of field of production or getting the work completed or whatever, is knowing, again, like your skills. Okay, we'll say for if you're new to the game and you're like, I don't know what I'm doing, I'm not prepared. Acknowledging or recognizing that you are prepared because you have skills in whatever that you've done before, and it transfers over into this industry as well. Yeah. So if you're someone like who wants to get into producing and you've done management work, or you have time management skills, whether it was in college, whether it was at a job that you worked, you know how to use a calendar, you know how to schedule, you know how to plan, like recognizing that, I am capable and able to do this, and I can transfer it over to this. As far as acting, it's like every day you just study people, and you know that you can channel your emotions. You have thoughts that can help channel those emotions. You know what anger looks like. You know what it feels like. Maybe you're someone who, unfortunately, might not be the healthiest, but like you might shut down when you have arguments, and you're like, okay, well, how does that transfer on screen, where it's like, if I'm in a moment with a person, and what's the realistic piece of it? It's like, I don't have to be rah, but I know, not saying for me, it can be like, I know for me, I might need a second. I got to take a pause, take a beat. It's like, that can transfer over. So it's just recognizing that, your skills can transfer over into whatever you want to do. And I think that's a really big thing that's helped me on my journey in film, and just with anything in life. Like if I was an athlete, I had discipline. I can be disciplined at work. It built my communication skills. Don't be afraid to talk to people who are in higher positions than you, team working, team building, all that can transfer over. So I think that's a interesting one that helps with people's confidence. It's like just knowing you that person.
Yeah, valuing your past, history, work history that's not relevant to film and TV, for sure.
Yeah, and just your life history. Like there's so much life experience that you've already had, and it can even apply outside of film and TV, whatever career path that you want to do, whatever, or something that you want to take on. Maybe you want to just put on an event because you love music. And you're like, I don't have the skills. No, you do. You go to music events yourself. You go on to music festivals. Music is trusting that you can do these things, because it's like, I'm every day living and breathing in this space of that I enjoy, and it just can look like this now. So yeah,
totally. Now recap your list, my love.
What was my meditating and prayer? Major. Pray to whatever you pray to, but meditate is key. For helping your confidence before you do that, the day before and the day of shooting. behind the scene, whether you're behind the camera or in front of the camera, resting up, getting proper and adequate amount of sleep and rest is major for your spiritual, your mental, and your physical health. For building confidence, having your lines memorized as an actor, major to building your confidence or having confidence on set. Beauty regimen, major. Self-care before going on to set. Behind the camera even, you know what I mean? Like I want to feel good and look good because I'm going to walk around feeling good and I'm going to be able to do my job. And also just valuing, having value in your past experiences and skills to help know that it can translate onto what you're doing, whether it's behind the scenes doing work or in front of the camera as an actor to build your confidence.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Those are good ones. Those are really good ones. And those are things I think, tips that some people don't consider and think about when they're, prepping to go to, to be on set.
Yeah.
And it's so funny, especially the rest up bit, because I know so many friends of mine that are filmmakers that really run themselves into the ground. And
I mean, we both be doing it sometimes.
Facts,
we
do.
True.
But
I
think we get better with it, and because I'm a lot better than years ago. And I think, there are moments where you don't have a choice, but I think a lot of times it's like, I have filmmaker friends that run themselves into the ground. They don't sleep. They're running on fumes. And then you just see things happen on set where like decisions and things cascade and fall apart. And a lot of it is because, they are not, they're not all,
their mind is foggy, cloudy. It's not there.
It's
little
not
mistakes happen that you could have caught or that would not have happened if you had clarity and you were in the moment. Yeah.
I mean, and that's not to say, listen, on any production, you always have, mistakes. That's
Absolutely.
Inevitable.
That ain't gonna
okay.
Stop. In life, anything that you're going to do.
So I think if you go in clear-headed, understanding that and expecting the fact that things will not go perfect.
Yeah.
And being realistic about that. But at the same time, it's like, how do you handle those obstacles? That's what I see, some folks, including in the past myself, like fumble is that like, one mistake makes you fall apart because you didn't get your rest because you're running on fumes. You just literally have been living off of coffee for 48 hours.
That part.
So you're not clear-minded enough to kind of take a step back, pause, and be like, it's fine. We'll troubleshoot. Yeah. Whatever.
And taking a step further, then you make the mistake. Then you start unraveling. Then it goes into am I going to be able to finish this? Am I going to be able to do this? I don't know. I messed up this one time. Everyone's looking at my mistake. And it's like, if you would have just prepared to, like, knowing that you reaffirming yourself before, knowing that you can do this, you can execute, I'm prepared, like reminding yourself with those affirmations or the mental, developing like a mental spiritual practice to reaffirming yourself, then, it can help avoid some of that. The spiral too. All these things coming together. They all
feed into the confidence, right?
Yeah.
It's either like working against your confidence or working towards your confidence. And so every little bit really, really counts.
Yeah.
That was really insightful.
Yeah. I love your list too. I think the research piece is so major as well. Like, I think about my experiences and stuff, and, I think it just comes over time and growth. It's like, you could still maybe take it a step further with researching what you're like people, or really diving in about looking at you. Like, you might say, I know the crew, but it's like, do you know the crew? Like the people that you're really working with, like getting a feel of how they navigate, how they communicate, and their style, or like you said, like the actors, and just doing like thorough research. I think research is a big key.
My favorite part of that actually is like looking at what people have worked on before.
Yeah.
Just to see.
Talk about it.
Yeah. Tonally what they've worked on.
Yeah.
And sometimes it's interesting and it's a topic of discussion when you meet them.
Yeah.
And then they feel comfortable with you.
Yeah.
And they're like, oh, you cared enough to like look at my CV, my history, my body of work. And that's really fun.
Yeah.
Like I love people, and I do love I think in another life, I probably would have been like a researcher of like human behavior.
Oh, that's so dope.
Because I really am into kind of like identity and why people make certain choices. And I do think that like I read the neuroscience newsletter from time to time on my phone.
That's so
and
cute.
you know, they'll
Love.
like certain research articles, just I'm so fascinated by that rather. And so yeah, I think just researching what people have worked on before, because, you know, we put our blood, sweat, and tears into these projects, whether it's branded content or it's short form, you know, other short form content or films, indie movies or shorts or features, whatever, like experimental pieces. Everyone works really, really hard on set, from the PAs to the grips to everybody in hair and makeup to everyone is dedicating immense amount of hours on set to make this vision come to life. And so, you know, I think for me, I am always interested on like, oh, what have they worked on before, you know, and like, which helped them get to this point to be here, to be on set.
Yeah. And when I'm thinking about that, it's like, when I think research, I'm thinking like research. Because I think a lot of folks sometimes will be like very surface, like you just see their page. Oh, okay, I see you did this and did this and did this. But it's like, no, I want to actually watch this. Oh, wow, this is amazing. Oh, wow, this is like that type of level of research. Yeah, I love that. Dope.
Yeah. You know, and I just feel like I love having, especially as a director, a really supportive set and environment. And so like, for me, if I'm able to talk to people about what they've done before or acknowledge what they've done before on another set we worked on together, like I want them to feel respected, you know, because that's the other thing is like, we work really hard. We want to be respected for our work, you know, and
you want people to see that like, you're so valuable. Like I see your value, like I see that you add value and you're just special and you're great at what you do. And it's like, you want to remind people of that.
Yeah.
Like, don't ever lose sight of that.
It's true. You know,
we need those things.
All this is not for anything, you know, it's not a waste rather.
Yeah.
Okay. So we want to hear from you.
That part.
What do you do to increase your confidence in whatever field you work in? It doesn't have to be just film and TV, whether it's on a set, at any job, you know, an event you're hosting, whatever the case may be. Just like what are some tips that you have for us? Drop it in the comments under our TikTok channel that has, you know, on this topic.
Yeah. What resonated with you from our, you know, did anything resonate with our tips? We hope so. But yeah, what else do you have? Any final thoughts?
Yes, we have to have our final thoughts. We love to end on final thoughts, which is, you know, our favorite poem or song or film or quote, whatever.
Yeah.
That inspires us for this week. So what is you? Oh,
I'm gonna get you first. What you got? What you got for us?
Okay, for me this week, it's actually a quote by Shams Tabrizi, and it's don't go with the flow, be the flow.
Oh, what's that mean for you?
For me, I interpret it as, you know, I think I hear that phrase a lot, especially when I first came to America. I was just like, go with the flow, man. Where it's like, you know, just be chill. Yeah. And a lot of times I think it kind of means be a little like detached.
Yeah. Yeah.
Which can be good or bad. But be the flow. And I think for me, because of my personality, I have a very strong character, and I always have since I was a kid. And I'm the type of person, like, I kid you not, Jameela, like I've never been bullied in my life.
I love that for you.
Not once. No one's attempted, nothing. And I don't know what it is about that.
You're a good, kind soul. Like no one wants to, it's like, I feel like you're the type where it's like, if someone even attempted, everyone would be like, not you over there trying to bother Rhym. Like she don't do nothing to nobody. She really just out here hanging, talking, and being nice. It's like that kid. Have you ever seen in school? Well, I don't know how your school, like what? Well, you ended up going to school out here at a certain point. So it's like, you ever see that one kid that people try to pick on is like, that one guy or girl, usually it's a chick, she's like, don't you go over there and talk to him like that? Like, he don't do nothing to nobody. That energy.
Yeah, I hope. I mean, you know, it's probably a lot of that, but also like, I think I give such an energy.
F with me?
Yeah, I give an energy that's like, man, don't come with me with that shit. I'm not the one. You know, I can be really nice. And sometimes I feel like a lot of times, especially when I used to date, it was like, people would be like, you're too nice. And it's kind of like, okay, that's by choice.
Yeah.
Because it can go real
We can go left real quick, baby.
Real quick. And it's that, like, you know, I'm nice until you're not.
Mm-hmm.
Right? I'm nice until you're not. And so
That's real.
I think because of that energy, people have just never come up to me. And I do what I want. I don't think about like, oh, are they going to like it? Are they not? Like, I'm actually not that one.
Yeah.
I'm probably stubborn in that way, and knock on all the wood, alhamdulillah, like I'm glad I'm not a people pleaser.
Yeah.
But to not go with the flow, I think, means to not be a people pleaser. Be the flow means stand in your truth, do what you want, what feels good in the moment, no matter what. Don't go with the crowd. I've been such a proponent of like, don't do it just because everyone's doing it.
Yeah.
Please. I don't follow fads. I don't follow trends. I feel like I'm not cool because of that.
Oh, stop.
But I'm
or
cool.
Are you the actual cool person? And everyone who just follows a trend, are y'all actually that cool, or are you just a follower?
I'm not a follower. And so I think that's what this means is like, don't go with the flow. Don't be a follower. Be the flow. Be a leader for yourself. Even if it's just for yourself, you know, just like do what you feel is right and what interests you, you know, like that's it. So that's how I interpret that's
dope. That quote.
And I love it.
Yeah. Don't go with the flow. Be the flow. Yeah. Be the flow. Step in your own, make your own way, walk your own truth. Yeah. I like that a lot, Rhym.
Yeah. Because when you're being the flow, and if it's a new flow, like, then people see it for the first time too. Yeah. And they don't have to go with the sheep or what everybody else is doing.
Yeah.
You know?
And it makes me just think about like, because it gets you to the point anyway, like when you just end up just being true to yourself, what is for you is going to fully flourish and come because you're sticking to what's true to yourself and you're on that direction and path and you're attracting and bringing that type of energy of what and making it come at I don't want to say a faster pace, because sometimes we are kind of stubborn and it kind of just pushes back us getting closer to whatever our goal purpose is. But it's like when you operate in that space of like, you just, you know, be the flow, you're just bringing that and attracting that sooner into your life, where you're avoiding a little bit more tension and clashing in other ways because you weren't trusting yourself to just be you. Yeah.
And it's giving main character energy.
It's giving main character energy. And that's what we about. I love a main character.
What is your final thought, Jameela?
From the book, The Alchemist, I had this written down and I keep this in my phone. Tell your heart that the fear of suffering is worse than the suffering itself, and that no heart has ever suffered when it goes in search of its dreams.
Oh,
the fear piece, got to get over it. And we'll talk about fear one of these days more. Or we've talked about fear, but like, it's just always a good reminder piece. Like I said, I think I've going through another phase transformation, and it's bringing a lot of things to the surface in my life right now. Shout out to therapy. Get into therapy. I was like, I'm calling a therapist ASAP. Alhamdulillah, I'm blessed, but you know, I'm human. So that always resonates with me. So that's like a nice little reminder piece. That's a
good one. Do you mind reading it again for me? Sorry.
Yes, I read fast.
Also, my brain is just, I want to say it's like always a second slower than everybody else's. And as far as like understanding like English. So I always ask people to still speak kind of slowly.
I love it.
Y'all, I still to this day watch all movies, and my husband hates it so much. I watch every movie with subtitles.
We
English
love
movies. Yo, especially with like,
I love a good subtitle. I ain't gonna hold you.
With accents.
I can't hear if I don't have my subtitles. Did you ever see that Velma from Scooby-Doo? She's like always like, my glasses, I can't see without my glasses. It's like my subtitles, I can't hear without my subtitles.
It's true. It's so crazy. He's like, I'm like, please, I'm sorry.
I'm like, especially shut up, you American.
No. Especially with like British accents or Scottish accents. I was like, what? Or like Norwegian accents. I'm like, oh my God.
It's like, I'm trying to keep up. But the quote is, or the piece from The Alchemist is, tell your heart that the fear of suffering is worse than the suffering itself, and that no heart has ever suffered when it goes in search of its dreams.
Oh, that's so powerful.
Isn't it?
Yeah. I love that book. I have to reread it.
I know. I was like, bring it back. Everyone needs to read The Alchemist.
Yeah.
Run it back. Run it back.
Oh, thank y'all so much for joining us on this episode. Don't forget.
Oh, follow us on our TikTok at 2filmshorties. And also follow us on our Instagrams, Jameela.winters.
And I am Rhym.
Yes. And again, if y'all don't know how to spell, it's Jameela, Jameela. I just want y'all to know, no H at the end of my name. My name is Adabia Jameela.
Thank you. I mean, no shade to the H ending Jameelas.
No, it's not. Yeah, no shade. But they be like Jameela. I'd be like, please. My parents did not name me Jameela. It's Jameela. Okay? But if you're a Jameela, I love you too. You know what I mean? They be really trying me out here. Sorry, that's it. That's all I gotta say.
Thank you for that. And don't forget to tune in to 2 Film Shorties next week.
Yes.
And next week we discuss our first paid acting gigs.
Yay!
And we share our experiences with you, and that'll be episode 6.
Oh my God. We're just out here loving it. I'm loving it. I love you. This is amazing.
Me too.
So we'll see you guys next time.
Thank you.
Peace.